Hi everyone. Um, Welcome to my YouTube channel. Uh, if this is your first time watching my YouTube video, I kindly ask you to subscribe to my YouTube channel in order for you to be notified for new videos and feature. Um, Again, if it is your first time, my name is Ahmed Mariam Kone. A Liberian living in Germany. To be precise, uh, in the time called Bendistor within the district of Hamburg-Harburg. Um, I normally share my life experience, life activities, new things in my life and the life of other people that I've come across. I share these things on this platform, and I'm just new on the YouTube, but I love making video, and I love, I mean, exploring new things, and I don't want to do it alone. I always want to do it along with people that follow me on my platform or my channel. Today I am going to talk about two things. Um, the first one would be uh, tax declaration. We are now in the period to uh, do your tax return declaration in Germany and many part of Europe and even outside Europe as well. What I deem it necessary to talk about this is because of the experience I've had over the period of 5, 6 to 7 years when it comes to a tax declaration. I always do mine since I start working in Germany. I always do my tax declaration. I always do it, and I also help some people share my thought with them as well how to go about it. But sometimes engaging people or some people coming to me or talking about this story clear on when sometimes I might say story clear on the same as tax declaration, or story clear on is just the German way of saying it. Because I'm in Germany, and sometimes when I'm speaking I use some of those terms. It's not intentional, it's just that we hear and we've gotten used to that, right? Yeah, like I was saying, many people you engage trying to educate them about the tax declaration, and some also been hearing about it, but they will give you some reason why they are not doing it, that I thought that, I mean, those are not reasonable enough that you will not do your tax return, because we are here to make money. And what we are talking about, the tax return or story appearing question, is about getting money, and we are all here for that, right? The first thing when you hear the word tax return or tax declaration, I don't know what already come to your mind. And I would like for you to share your thought on the comment section as well. But when you hear about tax return at the declaration, mainly in Germany, I don't want to talk much beyond Germany or in the exterior of Germany, because here I live, I know there are other countries, other European countries, and even outside Europe that want need to do your tax declaration as well. Or here I live and I know a bit knowledge about it, and so that's the reason I want to limit my lecture within Germany. All right. So tax declaration is something that you can do it one time a year, mainly at the end of the year. At the end of the year, you have to do it. If you work last year, then you can do it. Who qualify to do this are people that work legally. People that work legally are qualified to do this. And you ask many people, they will tell you, because they've been hearing about it in different social platforms, but they don't really know how to go about it and what you need to do. They don't know about it. And some will follow some people on social media. They will sometimes gain from them, and at the end of the day, they might even face some problem with their finance because they never, proceeded it in a proper way, right? So it is done one time a year, and you can do it like this year, last year, which was 2024. You can do that this year now, and the time frame is from January up to the end of October or November. You can do it anytime in between there. And who qualify to do it? People who work legally. You work legally, you pay tax. It doesn't matter whether you work part-time or full-time. It has nothing to do with it. Once you work, you are qualified to do it legally. Right? This is one thing you should know. Another thing to know is it has nothing to do with a limitation of time to say, oh, I didn't work up to 1 year, which many people always say to me when you ask them, oh, have you done your third degree? They say, oh, I just started working and I reached to 1 year, so I'm not yet qualified to do it. It has nothing to do with how long you've been working. You can do it once you work last year, you are qualified to do last year on this year, anytime this year. I want you to understand this, right? It has nothing to do with whether you are working currently or not. No. A tax declaration or tax return, it is something that you did in the past, not current situation. You worked last year and you are not working now. It has nothing to do with your qualification of asking for your tax return. No. Once you work last year, you are not working now, you can still do it. You are doing it for what you did last year, not this year. This year you will do it next year. So I want you to understand this, right? And what are the requirements? What you need to get to do this? If you work, at the end of the year, your last pay statement that will be given to you either through post. Some can get their own from their company. They can take it there themselves. Many, they can send it to you through post. But your last pay statement that you can get every month, the last one in a year, will always come along with another additional paper, they call it Lohnbescheinigung in German. Lohnbescheinigung. This is a document that cover every financial aspect, or the entire income of the year from your work, a place where you work. So everything will be displayed on that paper and will be sent to you. And this is sent to you because because it is a law. It is law that you have the right to do it. And if you don't do it, there's no problem behind it. But it is your right to do it. It is no crime to say when you do it, you face it. No, it is your right to do it, and that's the reason they send you this Lohnbescheinigung. With this Lohnbescheinigung, every information, almost 90% of the information that you need to do your tax return, I on this paper. So when you get this paper, and there are other few information that might be needed, like your bank details. Sometimes you might change your bank account, so your bank detail is needed, your current address is needed, and also other expenses that you went through concerning the work, like transportation, if you buy ticket, how much you pay for your ticket, monthly ticket. If you use your own car, and how much you pay for your gas every month. So you have to mention all those are some of the information that will be needed, addition to your Lohnbescheinigung. And though what shoes or clothes that you bought and you have receipt for them, those are some of the important information or the requirement that you need to put together in order to do your tax return well. Right. So if you get all these, there are people, they call them in Germany Steuerberater. They are also specialists or agencies that they are specializing in this tax issue. So you can go to them. They can be found everywhere. You just search online, you will find address of any. So you look for them, any one of them. You go to them there, and with your information, they can help you do it. Although they don't do it free, you have to pay them. And in many cases, if you do it with some majority, you do it with them one time, automatically you have become their client. It's like you have already signed contract to them with them. So every year you have to do it, and you also have to be paying certain money to them. Yeah. And there are some you will see them online advertising how to do it. They get their various app. But mind you, many of those people, they are in it to gain. Although you might gain too, but in a case where you cannot get at all nothing, they will always gain because you have to pay them. Using the app is not free, but it may appear like just free, but it is not. So this is very important, because at the end of the year, you pay a lot. Mainly people that are far away from their workplaces. It's very good for you, because every kilometer is to be calculated, and which will give you better chance to gain more as your tax return. So take advantage of it. I know a lot of people that don't do it. Some, they are afraid that, oh, if I do it at the end of the day, I will face problem. This is your hard-earned money. It's not any free money. Tax return is something that you pay more than what you're supposed to pay as your tax. And that is how it is structured. That is how it is planned. So at the end of the year, they do the calculation. What you were to pay, they already know that. And what is to be given back to you, they already know that. Well, it cannot come to you automatically unless you pass through the process of applying for it. This is why it's supposed to. The same way to current bill. There are so many current company. You pay more than what you consume. But at the end of the year, they will calculate that. What they will always ask you for some of us that living in our own apartment and you pay rent for. At the end of the year, your current company will send you a letter or a mail that they need a photo from your current counter. You have to take photo of it, then they will read it to know how much you consume, and they look at how much you pay in a year. And in many cases, again, they will get something to pay back to you. And in some cases, if you are somebody who overuse current, they will also ask you that your yearly bill was not completed. You have to pay so and so amount to complete it. Or your yearly bill, you pay over or more than what you were to pay. Right? So we have this for you as your balance to be paid. For the current issue, they do it automatically. You don't need to do anything. They will write you a letter. Either you get something for them or they get something for you. They will inform you and they will make sure if they get it for you, they will send it. They will transfer it to you. If you get it for them, they will also ask you to pay this amount to their account. But the tax return is not like that. You have to apply for yourself by going to those agencies to help you do it if you don't have knowledge, because it's somehow complicated and you have to do it in German. Yes. There are some relatives, some good friends of German, they can also help you, but there are many that don't even know about it, not to know how to do it. So some German as well. But if you look at, you have somebody or you know somebody who can do it, it's also a good idea. Yeah, so this is very important. Like I said, it has nothing to do with your current situation, whether you're working or not. It has nothing to do with how long you work. Like many people say, oh, I have to work for at least 1 year before I be qualified for it. No. Once you work, it doesn't matter how long, you can do it. And you can do it between January to the end of October. You can do it anytime in between there. Right? So I hope you gain little idea from what I just explained. And don't also be afraid, because somebody also told me that when they did it once, certain time came, they were not working and they started facing problem with their finance. No, something went wrong somewhere. If you are doing it, make sure you do it every year. And they hear that you do not work or you didn't work, and then because if you start doing it, they will be reminding you sometimes, right? So they hear that you did not work and they remind you that you have to do your tax return. You don't have to do any other thing. You don't have to go for anybody to read them or do any other thing. You can simply write a short note that, oh, this year I did not work, so I'm not qualified to do the tax return. That's all, nothing more, nothing less. You write that and send it back to the same address that sent you that letter that you need to do it or that reminded you. That's all. But many of us, as an immigrant, or let me be specific as African, when it comes to some of those documentation, we are very careless. This is one of the major problems we have. Yeah, because they were saying later whether it might be wrong. You and somebody might have similar information. Through that, they may say something that it is not you, but you have to respond. You can't be sitting down and say, "Oh, these people do that, they are lying, they don't," and you're doing nothing about it. You know it is your right, or what they are saying is not true, but you have to respond to the communication sent to you. But many of us, this is very difficult for us. And sometimes we don't even understand what is on the paper, but we'll just leave it as it is without doing anything. So it's not good, it's not advisable. Here, documentation is very, very important. You don't joke with it. And if you don't used to it, you have to, get accustomed to it for your own sake. So this is important. So do it with no hesitation, with no fear. Tax return, it is your right to do it. And if you do it, in many cases, you get something good that will help you to settle some financial problem that you have. We all have financial problem, one way or the other. It can finish as African because we have family back home that are looking up to us. And what is now the work we do, we can be able to settle everything. So knowing that money is somewhere there for you, which is purposely for you, why not you taking that chance just to write and get it? So do it. It will help you for other financial expenditure on the other side. So that was my first topic. And the second one is just another information to share. In Germany, we have socialist system. Like in America, we have capitalist system. In Germany, you have this system called socialist system. That is how they are, basing on. Socialist system is the word social, collective work, doing it together. That is to say, if I don't have it today, you that have it, you should help me. You should not let me, alone. This is the kind of system in Germany. And when it comes to employment, there is another what I call social physical. That is social insurance. The social insurance, every employee is entitled to be registered, to be insured, and to pay for the insurance. And the social insurance is in 5 categories that every employee is obliged. That's why before you work, they ask you to get your social number. With your social number, then you will be registered to pay for your social insurance. There are in social physical, we have 5, like I said. We have renter, it's Versicherung, that is retirement insurance. Once you are employed legally, you are forced to pay this. You have Pflegeversicherung, that is when you are disabled or unable, mainly when you are old and you can't able to do things on your own. You either go to the home, the old people home, or elderly home, or somewhere that they will be taking care of you. You have to pay for that insurance, what they call Pflege insurance. They also have Arbeit or Krankenversicherung. Krankenversicherung is your health insurance. Once you are working, you are to pay this, right? Another one is Social Versicherung. Social Versicherung is your contribution towards the community to help. Like I said, we have capitalist system in Germany. So if you have those, you have to contribute towards other. So you pay that insurance as well, right? And you also have Arbeitslos Versicherung. Arbeitslos, that is unemployment benefit Versicherung insurance. If you are working, you pay. The day you are not working, then you are insured and certain benefit that will cover your bill until you get another work. So those 5 insurance are obligatory to every legal employee in Germany. And this money, half of it, 50% of it is paid by you when you are working, and the other 50% is paid by the company that you are working with, right? And there's another one which makes it 6, but it's not part of these 5 that I just talked about. They call it Unfallversicherung. Unfallversicherung, that is accident insurance. This accident insurance is not like having a car or any vehicle and you insure that privately. This had nothing to do with that. This accident insurance is to protect you when you are working as an employee. When you are working, your company is the one that is responsible for that. You pay nothing for so long you work. This insurance will cover you anything happen accidentally with you. You can be covered by this Unfallversicherung that your company is paying for. So the company will pay that for you every month, and you will pay no percentage of that. And when this one cover you, and where this cover you whenever you start the work, the first day you start the work. It's not when you sign the contract, no, but your first day that you start the work. Your first day starting the work is if you sign the contract and today is your first day to go to work. The insurance will start to cover you once you step out your compound. You are no longer in your compound, but you are on your way to work. Once you step out your compound, even if it is 1 meter away from your compound, the Unfallversicherung or accident insurance of the work will start to cover you when you step out your compound going to work. So anything happen to you in between there until you get to work, or something happen to you while you are at work, or leaving from work coming back home until you get home. So anything happen to you there in between accidentally is this or unfiled insurance that you will be covered by, and this is paid by your your company or your employer. Why I talk about this, and like I said, many of us, some of those information we don't know. I just recently, a friend of mine has a very critical situation that happened either 1 or 2 years ago. He was sick when he was leaving from work coming home, and at the end of the day, he was to be picked up by the ambulance to the hospital. Then just recently he was sent a letter, and they kept sending him letter that he was to pay for this service. And though he was insured, but the people said he has to pay it. Now he was confused, and every time they increase the money. He reached out to me for for me to guide him, or to tell him what to do. And I read the letter. It is said that the insurance company rejected it. And then I told him to go to his insurance company to get an inquiry. And luckily, when you went there, and they tried to call the people trying to clarify what really went wrong, and people start to explain, at the end of the day, he was not to pay that money. But this happened to many of us in similar ways. That you will be afraid and pay for nothing money. He could just pay this money because of the fear, because he doesn't want to be in any financial problem, and just pay this money, which he is not to pay, because he knew nothing about it. So it's very important to know some of this. If he gets letter that you don't understand, reach out to people to help. Very important, because things that you overlook here can bring you something, can bring you problem that you are not expecting. All right. So I decided to also talk about it, to share this experience with people, and I'm sure you might also gain from what I have explained so far, from my little knowledge and experience, so that you can be guided. It's good to avoid problem than being inside trying to look for solution. So it's good when you are informed about some of these things, and you will try to avoid them when you see them coming. Right. So folks, that was what I wanted to share with you today in my video. And if you like it, if you think this is educative, I need encouragement from you. Being here for over 9 years in Germany, going to 10. The few experience I've had, I'm prepared to share you with them through this channel. And the only thing I need from you is to give me encouragement by sharing, liking, and subscribing to my YouTube channel. And also share your thought. If I say something contrary to how you understand it, we learn from one another, because this is not our home. We just try to be integrated in order to understand the society that we found ourselves. Share your thoughts about the video and the information that we provided. Share your thought about it, what you think. Let me know, because I'm a student willing to learn every time, every day from anybody. Till then, we'll see you again in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe and be part of this family. We can do it together. Thank you, and may God bless you. One love.